A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome back to my channel. In this channeling session, I'm being told that there is a certain specific person who is representing the collective, and this channeling is also going to give you some insights on why this person who is representing also the divine masculine or the runner energy, the polarized divine masculine energy, is also unable to move on or forget the divine feminine. This person cannot stop thinking about the divine person, and there are a couple of very interesting reasons why this is happening. Before I go any further, I would like to say to all of you guys that this is the world of inner work, and if you're here right now, it's not a coincidence. Via your own intuition, you called yourself to this content, and you are using me simply as a tool and a medium to go through something that you yourself are a vibrational match to. You can get a personal session or get into therapy with me, and all of the information is mentioned in the description box. You can check it out and write to me at my email address, thesunamoon@gmail.com. So let's get started. Now, the first thing that I'm being given is that the divine masculine, every time he thinks about the divine feminine, it evokes a range of realizations and feelings. Okay. Now, why this is happening, why these feelings are getting evoked in him, even though time has gone by, even though he has spent enough time living without the feminine, but this person, despite trying a lot of things, cannot forget the beautiful essence of the feminine, and also cannot get the feminine out of their mind. This one person is representing many people in the collective, so it's happening to multiple people at the same time. Number one reason is that what I'm strongly being shown, they have basically created a perception about divine feminine, but this perception is not an idealized or an imaginary perception. What they had with the feminine, now they realize after a long time that they had a very deep emotional connection with the feminine, and that connection's intensity was so strong that it has created an everlasting impression on them, or an impression which earlier they were not able to experience or see or believe in, because maybe at that time they had not done inner work, or maybe at that time they did not have those kind of life lessons. Their priorities were different, or their wants and desires were different back then. They were not the same person that they used to be. Now, because of their experiences in life, their change of priorities in life, also because of some circumstances and life events that have taken place, they have grown a lot. They are not the same person anymore. But the intensity of the connection has still remained. Earlier also the intensity was there, but they were so much in denial of those feelings. They always felt like this is not the right thing to do, this is not the right relationship to be. They were very scared of the future. They were very scared of what repercussions this relationship would come up with. But when they spent time in the karmic entanglements or in the karmic reality, the same person felt that as it is I'm suffering with the karmic, I thought that my life with karmic would be very nice, it would be very comforting, but it has been worse than what I could have imagined or thought about. So when my life has not been smooth sail, when it has not been what I imagined it to be or I had assumed it to be, then better would have been to suffer with the person I was in love with. I mean, suffering is there any which way. Now I want to choose the one that I would love these challenges. I would love to face these challenges, because then at least these challenges would be interesting. And so this is the reason why, number one reason why they feel that they were running away from the feminine's connection, because of the fear they had. And after going through much worse situations, they've become very strong and resilient, and they feel that they still have some unfinished business with the divine feminine. There are some unresolved feelings, and they have kept the memory of the feminine alive in their minds. And this is not an intentional thing. These things, these memories, or this feeling has become stronger with time, according to this person that I'm channeling. A person wants to be with someone who has passed the test of time. They feel that they have some unexpressed emotions, they have some unfulfilled desires, or they have some unresolved conflicts which the feminine was not even at fault for. There was a long time, because of the karmic influence or because of the strong and heavy programming, the masculine always felt that everything wrong that happens in his life or had happened in his life was because of the feminine. But when people go through much worse, when people go through actual emotional damage or emotional torture, and maybe he went through PTSD or CPTSD, despite having a very fancy relationship from the outside with the karmic, they had a lot of stored pent up fear within them. And maybe the karmic had some kind of a materialistic deal, which was also the reason why the karmic could stretch the relationship for a certain number of years or some time frame. So the fear of masculine had led to the masculine to be stuck in a very soulless relationship. And now it seems that the masculine has recognized the connection. I would like to mention this with you guys, that recognition, although it is written as number one stage, that's why I don't like to go by what it is theoretically written everywhere. Recognition is one of the stages, but it is not necessary that every stage in twin flame journey is linear, or every stage happens fully first and then the second will come. No, it is percentage wise, it is in phases, and it is in cycles. So this masculine recognizes the connection more strongly than before. When they met the feminine, they obviously recognized the connection, but there were so many crises thrown at them, or there was so much of the turmoil caused by the runner-chaser dynamic, that the masculine felt that, even though I recognize this connection, it's a beautiful connection, it's a real connection, it's a genuinely, emotionally, healing relationship I have with this person, but there are far too many problems. And at that point in time, being a runner, the masculine did not want to face any of those problems. Yes, it was a wrong thing, and they do realize it and they regret it. They've gone through the phase of regret, and they've gone through the phase of self-blame and guilt, and all of that has happened. But now they are looking at the positive sides, they are looking at solutions. They feel that the feminine's influence has impacted them in a positive way. They have grown in life because of that, and most importantly, they have grown in their spiritual journey. They feel that the feminine has a very transformative influence on their life, and it has left an impression, an everlasting impression that still lingers in their mind and heart. And they also feel that the feminine is a very unique personality and a very rare personality. So the rarity, the uniqueness, and it seems to the masculine that they cannot, no matter how much they try, they cannot replace the feminine with a karmic connection, no matter how much they try. So this perception, or you can say this is not just a false perception, it is a very truth-based perception. It is a perception based on a number of years that they've spent into thinking about this topic or this person, the person who had such a long lasting impression or impact on their life. They feel that it will be very difficult to find a similar connection with someone else. Maybe it is actually a once in a lifetime connection. And it could be possible that the masculine came from a background where materialistic things or materialistic relationships or just fake worldly relationships were given a lot of importance. And maybe they came from a family where the parents were always fighting and quarreling, and they maybe also saw that one of their parents was genuinely in love with their other parent. So they took it personally. They felt that, just the way my father or my mother or both of them suffered, how they suffered with each other, maybe the masculine didn't want to do it, but they didn't realize that, or maybe they realize it now, that time was different. It could have been that one of their parents was a very nice person, but at the same time also not a strong decision maker, also used to give up upon the whims and fancies of their partner. It could have been their father or it could have been their mother. So they were not able to, put a strong foot down and be like, what, I'm not going to support you into this or support you into that. And maybe that lack of strength, or maybe that lack of courage, or maybe they were also like a slave to love. Like, we should never be a slave to love. Love is a very powerful feeling. Love runs this planet, but some people have a lot of fear around love, and due to which they continue toxic relationships. It could have been possible that if one of their parents would not have been so fearful, the other could not have had this narcissistic impact on the child, which is them now grown up into an adult. Other than that, the masculine had some great lessons. Because of those lessons that they have with the karmic, or with their own family dynamic, or with their own career dynamic, I honestly feel in this session, what is popping out the most is that they keep thinking about the visions, or they keep thinking about the memories that they had with the feminine. Like, they thought that they can get over those memories, but it is like simply impossible to get over those memories. And what beautiful time they had, what authentic feelings. They feel that this was the real deal. And one of their biggest lesson is to recognize the real deal personality that they had. And they also recognize that no matter how much time they spent with the feminine, it had such a beautiful impact on them that after 5 years also, after 6 years also, after 4 years also, they are doing some of those things. The same things that they used to argue for or fight for or have a problem on, arguments were happening because of those issues. Now the same things they are practicing, they are doing, and they are fulfilling. So they feel that, I was so wrong back then. I was so wrong at that time because I was not that mature. I was spiritually not that mature. Maybe I was very good in finance. Maybe I was very good in my career. But I had not worked that much upon my spiritual needs and my overall happiness quotient, which even in their memory, with all the time they spend together, the masculine keeps picking up the lessons. And you know what that has led to? Even the karmic realizes that the karmic cannot fill that gap. No matter what the karmic does, the karmic can never take the place of the feminine. The karmic always thought that, she will be or he will be the more important person, because most of the times the karmics were aware about their connection, but they can never be. They've just become a side piece or a side furniture. And that is something that they never wanted to do. But if you steal someone's person knowingly, or if you are aware that the marriage or the partnership happened purely because of materialistic fulfillments, wish fulfillments, then at the end of the day, even they need to learn a lesson. And I think the karmic will also learn a valuable lesson from this connection or this relationship that they have with the divine masculine. Technically, they actually have a relationship with the divine feminine, and this they understand much later. Next thing that is popping up the most is that they've also realized that this person, the karmic marriage or relationship that they chose, it's not a real person, it's a copycat person. Copycat as in they felt that whosoever they chose, they were so impressed by this person initially, they actually thought that they found a very genuine person, a very genuine giver. But with time, they've started learning, like they've started noticing and observing better. And they feel that this person picks up quotes, messages, posts, updates, some stuff they watch, some content they watch. And they also follow a lot of these mainstream people. And they just mix up everything and they just present it as them. So they sense a feeling of spiritual identity theft. They feel that their karmic has been stealing the personality traits and identity of the feminine. But it's very funny that I'm going to say this. This is actually not my feeling. Even the masculine feels like this. They feel that no matter how much the karmic tries to copy the feminine, at the end of the day, she is just a copycat, she or he, just a copycat. It's not the real thing. So now they've realized that maybe in the very first go, when they got into that trap also of the karmic, it was because the karmic may have researched a lot more than what they think. The karmic may have acted very innocent, must have said, oh, I feel very sorry for you, okay, your relationship is not working out, or maybe, they had some difficulties or difficult times going on. But here they feel that as if the karmic stalks the divine feminine a lot more. And the funny part is that it seems to me that the masculine and karmic have been stalking the feminine at the same time. Like they're both doing the stalking business. So the masculine already knows what the feminine is going to say or do or has been doing or saying. And after doing, say, an hour of stalking or just reading up stuff or checking stuff, they come back to see that the karmic is doing exactly the same things that their feminine was doing a week back, 10 days back, or 2 or 3 days back. And this is actually leading to the masculine to think that maybe this has been going on for a long time, because he never really felt that the karmic was doing anything wholeheartedly. It was never a wholehearted thing. But I always tell people, time is a teacher. Time teaches people a lot more than people know. And with time, a lot of things become clear. People get a lot of clarity with time. And it has taken the masculine a good number of time to figure out the karmic is just a copycat, nothing else. And maybe the karmic has started trying too hard. Like earlier, the karmic may not be trying too hard to keep this person around, but now that their insecurities have grown, and now that they know that the masculine is able to catch on to their bullshit or catch on to their lies, they are trying even more to hide or cover up those lies. But in order to hide one lie, people have to speak 100 more lies. So this is where I'm also going to close this channeling session on this note. For personal sessions and personal therapy sessions, readings, counselings and therapy sessions, you can write to me at the sunamoon@gmail.com after going through the description box once you're 100% sure. And you can use the PayPal link to book the session, or you can, if you're from India, then you have to ask me for my details so that I can tell you how to go about it. And I just want to say one thing, that for all the feminines also, the message is very strong that have patience, keep doing your inner work, because time will give you justice. Time is also a teacher, but time also gives justice to people who are honest, sincere and truthful, and also people who have unconditional love in their hearts. I will see you soon in another one. One love, peace out, and Jai Shri Ram.